Dear students, today we will continue with modulation in digital communication. Modulation is the process of converting data into radio waves by adding information to an electronic or optical carrier signal. Okay, when the signal moves from one side to another side, that we will call it as a modulation. It has to be modulated when it is moving. And a carrier signal is one with a steady waveform. It may be with constant height or amplitude and frequency. Information can be added to the carrier by varying its amplitude, frequency, phase, and polarization for optical signal, and even quantum level phenomenon like spin. Okay, there is first concept called DM, that is digital modulation. Okay, and is a generic name for modulation technique that uses discrete signal to modulate a carrier wave. Remember, DM is for discrete signal. Discrete means one fixed signal. In comparison, FM and AM are analog techniques. Okay, DM is digital technique and FM and AM are analog techniques. The three main types of digital modulation are FSK, frequency shift keying, PSK, phase shift keying, and ASK, amplitude shift keying. There are three types of digital modulation. And in the digital signal transmission, a signal is generated by some kind of electromagnetic phenomenon in which each signal encoding the content thereof can be analyzed in terms of some magnitude representing discrete values rather than values within a certain range. For example, the light switch can only take two values or states, open or closed, or the same lamp on or off. Then the baseband transmission. It means sending a digital signal over channel without changing the digital signal to analog signal. You can see digital signal here, it is discrete. And here baseband transmission. You can see low pass channel, okay, and amplitude frequency is passed. And baseband transmission requires low pass channel for transmission. A low pass channel is a channel whose bandwidth starts from 0. You can observe. Then the broadband transmission. Broadband transmission means sending a digital signal over channel after changing the digital signal to analog signal. That is, it requires modulation. What nowadays in the telephone industry they are using with the name broadband, that is nothing but this type of transmission. They will send the digital data from sender to receiver by changing the digital data to analog. That we will call it as a broadband transmission. It can use band pass channel. A band pass channel is a channel whose bandwidth does not start from 0. And band pass channel is more available than a low pass channel. You can see here band pass channel, it will started from one frequency in between to another frequency, f1 to f2, okay, not from the 0. Analog to digital conversion. A digital signal is a signal that represents data as sequence of discrete values. Analog signal is continuous signal, okay, and here we will use following techniques in the analog digital. The following techniques we will use to convert analog to digital. And first one is pulse code modulation. Okay, we can see the diagram, pulse code modulation diagram. And here you can see analog signal, that is sinusoidal wave, that will be given to PCM, pulse code modulator. Okay, and here there will be three processes: sampling, quantizing, and encoding. Remember, there may be questions. What are the three process of PCM. Okay, maybe in the multiple choice question. Sampling, quantizing and encoding. Okay, this is PCM encoder. Then afterwards, it will give the digital data. Okay, and this may be a PAM signal. Okay, here you can see there will be a fixed data. Okay, that is sinusoidal signal is converted to fixed type of data and that will be given as digital data. So then it will convert that one to 1 and 0. In the beginning, after the sampling, there will be a PAM signal. After the quantization, there may be quantized signal and then that will be encoded and given as digital data. Okay, so the things related to pulse code modulation. Analog voice data must be translated into series of binary digits. With pulse code modulation, the amplitude of the sound wave is sampled as regular intervals and translated into binary number. The difference between the original analog signal and the translated digital signal is called quantizing error. Okay, if there are any problems in the signal. So we are not getting the actual signal, what we are transmitting from the sender side. That we will call it as a quantization error. And then PCM process, there will be filtering, sampling, quantization and encoding. So sampling, the first step, sampling is a process of measuring the amplitude of a continuous time signal at discrete instance, converting the continuous signal into discrete signal. Okay, that we have seen in the figure. Okay, then ideal sampling. In ideal sampling, the instantaneous sampling pulses from the analog signal are sampled. This is an ideal sampling method and cannot be easily implemented. Then there will be natural sampling methods. It is a practical method of sampling in which pulses have finite width equal to t. The result is a sequence of samples that retain the shape of the analog signal. You can see here shape of the analog signal as we have seen in the previous figure. After the sampling, there will be a data. It will look like a sinusoidal wave, but there will be a separate discrete data pieces. Flat top sampling. In comparison to natural sampling, flat top sampling can be easily obtained. In this sampling technique, the top of the samples remains constant by using a circuit. Another concept is Nyquist theorem. So this Nyquist theorem is major concept in the sampling. And here what the Nyquist theorem states, the sampling rate must be at least 2 times the highest frequency contained in the signal. Okay, the sampling rate, whatever rate we are taking while the conversion, it must be 2 times the highest frequency contained in the signal. And it is given as frequency while sampling, that is Fs, okay, equal to 2 into EFH, that is 2 times frequency at the highest mode, that means highest frequency in the signal. Fs equal to 2 into Fh. Remember Nyquist theorem formula. Fs, this is at the base, Fs equal to 2 into Fh. Then the quantization process. The result of sampling is a series of pulses with the amplitude values between the maximum and minimum amplitudes of the signal. The set of amplitudes can be infinite with non-integral values between two limits. The following are the steps in quantization. First one, we assume that signal has amplitude between maximum and minimum. That means maximum voltage and minimum voltage. We divide it into L zones, each of height d, where d is equal to V max minus V min divided by L. Okay, that is quantization process. We divide it into L zones, each of height d where d is equal to Vmax minus Vmin divided by L. The value at the top of each sample in the graph shows the actual amplitude. Pulse amplitude modulation PAM is calculated using amplitude divided by D, and D is measured using following method. D is equal to voltage maximum minus voltage minimum divided by L zones. Okay, and D is a height here. That means here amplitude of a signal divided by height. Then the next process in that PCM is encoding. The digitization of the analog signal is done by the encoder. After each sample is quantized and the number of bits per sample is decided, each sample can be changed to an n-bit code, and that is called as encoding, and it minimizes the bandwidth used. Okay, we will see that process again. See here in the PCM, analog signal is given, and this is called PCM encoder, and it contains three parts: sampling, quantization, encoding. And there may be different type of sampling here. After the sampling, there may be PAM signal. Okay, pulse amplitude modulated signal, PAM signal, and then after that quantization, then quantized signal. After that, there may be encoding, then we will get the encoded digital data. Next is delta modulation. PCM is very complex technique, so other techniques have been developed to reduce the complexity of pulse code modulation. Okay, so the technique which is developed to reduce the complexity in PCM may be the multiple choice question, that is delta modulation. The simplest is delta modulation. It finds the change from the previous value. You can see analog signal, and this delta modulation method, it will use comparator, delay unit, and staircase maker. Okay, here the modulator is used at the sender side to create a stream of bits from the analog signal. The process records a small positive change called delta. If the delta is positive, the process records 1, else the process records 0. The modulator builds a second signal that reassembles a staircase. The input signal is then compared with the gradually made staircase signal. And in this method, we have the following rules for the output. If the input signal is higher than the last value of the staircase signal, increase delta by 1 and the bit in the digital data is 1. If the input analog signal is lower than the last value of the staircase signal, decrease delta by 1, then it may be a 0. Okay, that is the delta modulation concept. Signal is raising means it will take it as 1. That means if there is a raise in the signal, it will take it as 1. If there is a degrade in the signal, then it will take it as a 0. That is the concept. Then adaptive delta modulation. The performance of a delta modulator can be improved by making step size of the modulator assume a time varying form. Okay, a larger step size is needed where the message has a steep slope of modulating signal, and a smaller step size is needed where the message has a small slope. The size is adapted according to the level of the input signal. This method is known as adaptive delta modulation. Here you can see. Okay, then the lower size model is enough, but here it needs larger step size. Okay, in the digital to analog conversion, we can say in this way, digital data is modulated from one side, from the sender side. Then that means digital data is converted to analog by using modulator, and then the analog signal we are transmitting, that is nothing but sinusoidal wave, and then the demodulator converts this analog signal into the digital data at the receiver side. That is the concept of modulation. Okay, and we already know there are three types of digital to analog conversion: ASK, FSK, and PSK. So in this digital signal, we will use one method, that is bit rate. N is the number of bits per second. Okay, baud rate is the number of signal elements per second that is measured by bauds. And in the analog transmission of digital data, the signal or baud rate is less than or equal to the bit rate, and that is mentioned as signal S is equal to N into, okay, and you say bit rate into 1 divided by R. Okay, that is R is rate of transmission, and that is measured by using bauds, where R is the number of data bits per signal element. R is the number of data bits per signal element. S equal to N into 1 divided by R bauds. Okay. Sometimes there may be problems like this way. An analog signal carries 4 bits per signal element. If 1000 signal elements are sent per second, find the bit rate. Now, R they have given, yes they have given. Okay, now we have to find out the bit rate. So R is 4, S 6000, and N is unknown. Then S is equal to N into 1 divided by R. Since the formula is S is equal to N into 1 by R baud. Okay, now we can take N is equal to R is multiplied with N, it goes that side, so S into R is equal to N. N is equal to S into R. There is nothing but 1000 into 4 is equal to 4000 BPS. That means 4000 bits per second is the bit rate. Thank you, students. In the next class, we will continue with other concepts, that is ASK and all. Thank you. God bless you.